Hey, my mate. Yeah, thanks for the round. Always lucky to play with you. Obviously, swinging beautifully. And I was just lucky to hang out and obviously for you to see Jackal and play Jackal was really lucky. Anyway, so you can see from your videos there where we're at. Very, very close. Okay, last big piece of the puzzle is, can we set the club there instead of there? Then we don't have to move it so much to get it on plane. Okay, we don't have to move it and then try and synchronize it with our body rotation. And if we do that, then we don't have to fiddle with that club face. All right. That being said, you can see on those shots, and to be fair, those were two good shots as well. You can see on those shots, possibly released both of them just a little late, but kind of released nice, sort of slap release, a little bit of toe. Okay, lovely releases though, nothing over rotated or turned down. Okay, so that's good. And then obviously, we chatted on the course 14, 16, 18, where I just said to you, listen, just release that driver. Then what ended up happening is it was matching up much better. You're releasing it here. Okay, so it gets to the ball, the club head gets to the ball earlier, right? I mean, obviously it's wider, but it gets there earlier. So then you don't get yourself or find yourself in this position where the body's gone and the club hasn't come yet and we inside and open. Okay, and then obviously from there we have to flick. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so it's a combination obviously of getting long and across, all right, and then the body out racing, and then you're working really hard to get it on plane, and then you just overdo it slightly, body's gone, we know all of that stuff, that's how it works. All right, so it's a combination of swinging on plane, not above, on, under, all right, but also in sync with the body pivot so that the body can unwind and the club can just arrive. Okay, so once we started releasing the club earlier with the driver, there was less propensity to get inside and open and then roll that face. So therefore, obviously the dispersion is going to get better and better. Okay, so those two tie in together, all right? So our last bit of big work is, can we set the club there instead of there, all right? And then with good sequencing, drive that hip, let's release the club nice and early. Those are two things we're working on. Okay, right. So obviously just do drills, learning that position, always sending me videos, but learn. I thought a lot about towel drill, 9, 10, 11, or 9 and 10 drill. We will reinstate closer to the season. It's a lot to do with learning that field, but then you just got to learn how to stop. And you also got to learn how to set the club where we want it, right? I don't think it's an issue right now because that 9 and 10 was more geared towards sharpening up your wedge game so that you're not trying to chip gap wedges 90 meters and pitching wedges 103, and it's just, you know, I mean, we want to be a little bit sharper with those wedges. But as we get closer to the season kicking off, what are we talking, August, September-ish, somewhere there, then we'll hit those wedges hard so that we start to get rewarded so we can start going, you know, 3, 4, 5 under par. Okay, so just practicing, all right. The one feel we can have for now, okay, is we can learn in our posture. Okay, you can have a club or don't have a club, but in our posture, good setup. Okay, so we're not looking. All right, is we want to learn how to turn. Okay, watch with the driver that we don't get flat with that shoulder turn. Okay, turn. Okay, and set the right elbow there. So we're trying to set it at 90 degrees, parallel to the ground. Okay, with the right hand matching the plane. Okay, so obviously not there, not there. Okay, I'm just adding this, you're good there, so I'm not worried about that, but that's what it must be, right? So the right elbow must set, full shoulder turn, no change of angles. That only happens 1 or 2 with the drive. I don't know where that comes from, but okay, so full shoulder turn, and then you just learn to set the right elbow. Parallel, 90 degrees, right palm matching that plane. Okay, and you just got to learn how to go. Okay, so you can learn that position and then try and get to that same position with the club. Okay, so you can do some reps like that. Obviously, you can do them without hitting balls. Okay, but do it with a ball. Okay, and obviously in your posture. It's not going to help if you do this. Okay, because you're changing your perspective all the time. You've got to learn how to do it over the golf ball, looking at the golf ball. See, that got a little bit deep. Okay, that one felt better. Okay, but you just do them and send them to me and I'll have a look at them. Okay, and then obviously with the club. All right. And so you go. Okay? In between that, so then that's sort of one session where you're just trying to learn that position. Okay, in between that, what we're trying to do is learn the whole movement sort of as a circle, and that's what I was explaining to you, okay, as a circle, and then when we're setting it, you want to finish the circle. Okay, so you don't want to stop your shoulders, lift your arms, change your circle, and then try and find it to reconnect it all again. Okay, so the second drill I want you to do is a hinge and turn drill. Okay, so you hinge the club so nicely and so aggressively. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things about your golf swing. So it'll suit you quite nicely. So what we're trying to do with hinge and turn, okay, is we're trying to do all of our hinge here, straight up in front of us, okay, full 90-degree hinge. And then from there, we're just trying to feel like we make a flat circle. Now, flat with sort of the arms in the club, not the shoulder plane. So not this, right? Obviously, keep your forward bend in your shoulder plane, hinge it straight up, and then just do all your turning. And that club's going to sit quite close. Okay, because the club is a tilted circle, basically it works up and around, down and around. Okay, but the elevatory factors are a little bit of hinging, okay, and the shoulder plane. So as you keep your shoulder plane, then things will move up by themselves. We don't want independent elevation of the arms and right elbow. We just want that elbow to pivot on the spot, and the club will go where we want it to go. Okay, i.e., a little bit flatter. It'll feel shorter. Theoretically, it won't actually be shorter because your shoulder turn, your separation, and your speed. Okay, but obviously on camera it'll look shorter. Okay, it's not actually short, it's just more on line. All right, so that's the two drills. So that's drill number one, learning to get there, then learning to get there with the club. Okay, and then drill number two, hinge it, stay in your posture. Okay, and then shoulders are turning, but you're just turning on a flat circle with your arms and club head. And you see where we get to there. Okay, and then obviously thirdly, just learn to feel, I'm trying to set the club there, okay, so that I can just fire my body. The club will be on plane all the time. All I have to do is release. Okay, so what is our goal? Set the club more on plane so we can sequence the downswing, okay, and then we just release the club. It's always on line. Okay, well, it's close to, not still golf at the end of the day. Okay, so you understand what I'm trying to say, yeah? So you are there, working hard to get it on plane, trying to match it to your body rotation. Doesn't quite happen always. And then flicking, we're trying to get a little bit deeper, a little bit flatter, pretty much always on plane, nothing to do. Okay, let the body go. The arms will club more in front of you a little bit more easily. Release a little bit earlier. Okay, and then we've got this wider, more consistent, more predictable circle. All right. Okay. So you've got obviously a few weeks to work on stuff. Always send me videos in between, just doing ghost reps or functional reps or whatever. Obviously, if you do it balls, same thing. Okay. And then let me know if you need anything else. All right. Thanks, my mate, and I'll talk to you soon.